Hello, hello, and welcome to Rory's Brainworks, where we get creative and see if it works. Today, we'll be doing almost exactly what's on Marie right now. She does like wearing things and refusing to take them off. And that's crochet, Rory. Now there's two voices in my head, so I got that going on for me. Cool. I wanted to take a step backwards and show off a little bit about why knots aren't everything. Are they important? Yes. But are they everything for aesthetic floor shibari? No. In this, I'm hoping to show you that there is only one necessary knot that we'll be using in it. The rest will be slips, maybe a hitch or two, but otherwise using cross tension and a little bit of weaving. Make this bad boy work. Speaking of bad boys working, safe, sane, and consensual safety. Be sure to have some safety shears with you at all times. You can always get new rope. You can't get a new life. And consensual. Marie and I are both consenting adults. Communication is key. Ooh, crochet Rory, I'm not sure you're gonna last if you're gonna be micromanaging like that. Now, before we take a deep dive into this affectionately called crossweave harness, we must first thank my sponsors, Knothead Nylon.
Knothead Nylon is the destination for all your premium nylon rope bondage needs. Easy to clean, water resistant, up to 1,100 pounds of weight load, and in a wide array of beautiful, vibrant colors, Knothead Nylon will slake your rope desires. At checkout, put in discount code RORY10 for 10% off.
As you can see, this is what we're working with right here. This cross weave pattern creates a lot of the stability that goes on in here. And as we progress down, you can see that I did do a part that used two hitches. I had the excess rope and I wanted to do something that came up from below the crotch and pushed down. I've had a few people express to me that their rope models aren't comfortable with having things that go around the crotch, which is what this does. That was only something that I did for this, so when I had this in mind, it was mostly something that could comfortably go around and be just below the crevice of the glutes. Hold it down a little bit, that way there wasn't anything that had to be going from beneath the crotch and holding on. I wanted to make it so it was a little bit more accessible to people who were friendly but not that friendly to have navigate ropes between someone's crotch. So that is what we are working with here. So let's get this undone and start from the beginning. First thing we're going to do is take the bite of our rope and no, we're not going to be doing a girth hitch. It is slightly precarious though. I'm going to take the bite of the rope and I'm going to place it basically at the base of the neck in the back. And I'm going to have to hold that there. If you have a living model, obviously it makes it a little bit easier because they can take it and just hold it at a certain distance, maybe up to their eyes around about as you go down and start weaving things around near the base. For the most part, I got to hold it behind her at the base of her neck and then pull down. Once you come down, you want to go about to where the cleft of the glutes is on your model. Thank you, Crochet Rory. I appreciate the advice. Yes, because I've worked with Marie plenty of times before, I know her soft and hard limits. And I know that is an okay thing for me to do. But either way, I'm going to ask. Marie, is it okay if I explore to find the cleft of your glute so I know where to tie this? Awesome. So I'm going to create an L and start going around, riding the cleft of that glute. Once we've come around, I'm going to wrap over that L, pull this way a little bit, that way I can create some tension, and then pull back the other way and go back around again. I want to make sure that this area is nice and tight, that way at no point in time does the rig go back up over the cleft of the glutes. We want it to stay below it and use that cleft as like a bit of a friction point. This side of the legs are happy, nice meat that can take a good amount of pressure. Although that is also dependent on your model. So I'm going to tighten that up a bit. And then we're going to weave a little bit through this using cross-tampering tension. Seeing how this side is raised, we're going to depress that. And this part's depressed, so we're going to uplift it. We're going to pull on that, get some tightness, and then go back up. Now that I'm back up, I have the bite of my rope right here, and then the tail of my rope right here. I'm going to come up from behind the bite of my rope with the tail. I'm going to then wrap around and then go through. Bring it down a little bit Continue bringing it down until it's in line with where I want it to go. Just about right there on the neck, which is where it's gonna rest. And one of the first things, as you can see, that this part right here is raised and this is depressed. One of the first things we're gonna do when we start doing this cross weave pattern is we're gonna make those go like that to make it a little bit more even. Now behind we had this, and then haha, now we create a girth hitch. So I'm gonna pull the tail through the bite, and because a girth hitch cinches, and we don't want anything around the neck that cinches because you don't want someone to choke prematurely. If that's what they want later, yes, but right now, for the rope that we're using, we don't want that to happen. So I'm gonna go under and wrap around, and I'm gonna leave a little loop open for myself. This is also considered a munter hitch. We have hitches that will not cinch in or out around the neck. Das is good, yeah? So we're gonna bring this back down to the cleft of the butt. So we are deep in butt cleft territory. What are you, my PR now? Okay. We are now in the area, in the cleft of the glutes. We got the tail of this rope here. So I'm going to take it over, around, and I'm gonna cross over itself, go under and around again. And I'm gonna give it a little bit of tension and then go underneath this cross that we did just there. Tighten that down. Create a little bit of extension there. For the most part, when you close extension, it's really just kind of a clove hitch. As you've noticed, we haven't used any actual knots. This area right here is just cross tension. Cross tension that's only going to get tighter because we're going to manipulate these two strands right here and pull them. Apply that tension with the cross hitch weaving. Let's get to it. So I've put the bite of my next rope inside this little area right here. I'm just going to pull around and girth hitch that bad boy. You ever notice I say bad boy a lot? If you don't, well, you will now. I notice I say it a lot. Does it annoy me? Sometimes. I don't know why I say it. It's not a part of my normal vernacular. As soon as the camera turns on, it's bad boy this, bad boy that. So I'm going to take the bite of this other rope. Now what you can do is you can do this with just the two ropes, having one for the base, the blue, and then one for the accent rope, the purple. If you don't have the 3 ropes and you have 2 ropes, well, you can just do the purple. Not quite as extravagant, but still nice. So gonna do the same thing I did for this one. Girth hitch around it the same way and pull down and through. We're also going to pull the purple rope through that one as well. So both of these are going to go underneath the spine. So one's going to go below it. This other one's going to go over that, but below the spine still. We're going to go over the shoulders. Before going over the shoulders, I could have done a knot back here, but I was just like, I need to figure out a way to use as little knots as possible. That was the only tension that I thought was appropriate in order to make it happen. So as I had said before, when resting normally, this side over here is going to be lifted and this side is going to be depressed. So what we're going to do is switch those roles, have the one that was lifted go underneath the depressed one. Like every weave, one that went under means the next one has to go over. So this rope right here is going to go over this one. As you can see right here, we're going to follow the line of this rope. One went under it, so now we're going to go over it. Classic weaving. What goes under must go over. So saith the Rory. Opposite of this one too. If we follow down, it went over, so now this one's got to go under. Follow that same pattern. I'm going to tighten that up a little bit, and this is going to go back around. Want to make sure that your ropes remain straight. So let's take a closer look at that. You can see the overs and unders that were necessary to make this happen. Over, under, over, and around. Under, over, under, and around. We are going to be doing that all day, son. All day. Don't know what this is, but it means all day. All day. So once we've come back over the shoulders, we're going to cross over the spine this time. The only reason we went under the spine on this one right here was to create the appropriate tension. Now that we have it, no need for it now. Most of the tension is going to be caught up in the front in the weave. So we're just going to cross over and go beneath the axillary space, underneath the armpit. Now it is helpful that if your model can take off their arms, be sure to ask them to do so now. It was a joke. So like I said before, crossover beneath the axillary space. This is where it's gonna get slightly weird because the blue, the base, is running on its own weaving pattern. The accent ropes will do its own weaving pattern. Blue ropes, the base, will do its own weaving pattern. So since this right rope right here went over the last one, it's gonna have itself go under. I know it seems like the opposite because it's going under, having a rope go under it and then going under one itself. Trust me, it works out better this way. So we follow the weaving patterns. We're gonna have this one go through. Since a rope was going over it, this one will go under it now. Opposite on this side. There we go, creating that weaving pattern. So we're gonna go around, we will just cross over and continue on our way. So we'll come back around, open this up again, make the weave. Making the weave, baby. And along with alternating the direction that the base is going, I'm also trying to do the same with the weave of the X through it as well. How you want to do it really is up to you. Play around with it a little bit. What's most important is that we're exploring this weave holding down tension without using hitches and knots all that much. They're there. Still kind of need them. But one of the important things is to not be intimidated that you have to use them all the time. That's the point I'm trying to prove here. All right, we're gonna go back around, keep going. Probably one more time. We're weaving things. I was like, nah, we can get one more in there. It might only be slightly weird. Slightly weird is correct, but we're doing it anyway. Best way we know how. By really forcing it. Marie, how have you been feeling through all of this? Doing good? Awesome. Once back around for the last time, I'm just gonna overhand knot it because I can. Not because I'm lazy, but because I can do more with this, but this is your homework. You have extra base likely, you have extra accent root likely. Your job is to figure out what you want to do with it. Play around with it. I'm gonna sculpt this a little bit and I'll show you the final project. We've reattached our model's arms and sculpted it out a little bit. I think I liked my original better. Changed it up a little bit on this one. I think I like the original better, the one I posted to Instagram. So we have the one munter right there, munter and 2 girth hitches there, mostly just crossing over ourselves. And we also have the clove hitch down there as well. Almost forgot about that. Ignore the overhand knot. I haven't done my homework yet. Get out of here, get. I mean, he's true, homework is important. Whatever. Well, hey, now wasn't that a wonderful time? I hope you had as much fun learning from that tutorial as we did. What he said. Me and Crochet Rory made amends and he promised to wind down on the micromanaging and we became fast friends. So much so that Marie got a little bit jealous and she's now looking on the internet trying to find a smaller child mannequin, which terrifies me and I will have nightmares about if she purchases. And I would be remiss if we did not bring up our other sponsors for today, the lovely people at Patreon. That's patreon.com/Rory's Brainworks, just like this YouTube channel. They are my rope vanguard, my colonizers of dreams, and without them, these rope endeavors would be way harder to accomplish. Thank you for spending your time with me. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this madness, and comment down below what kind of rope bondage things you would like us to teach you. As always, I'm Rory. This is our brain. I'm fairly certain it works. Be safe and go create some art.